President Bola Tinubu, who himself and the Vice President, who themselves have been and passed through this institution at one time or the other. If we get it right, I believe the sky is the limit in terms of where we want to take our people who we represent in terms of government of Nigeria. And you will all agree with me that we are at a point, at a very low ebb in our country. At a point where we need to start doing things differently. At a point where the next 4 years will either make or mar development in our country. I do not remember any president at a time like this, when we're about to go into the issue of leadership, ever calling, if my memory serves me right, at least not in this fashion, calling both members of the House and the Senate, irrespective of party, together to work with him in unison. If my recollection serves me right, I have had meetings such as this, and we do have it every 4 years, and I believe Comrade Adams Oshomole was one of the ones that pioneered this, but it was strictly mostly with members of the ruling party. This is a meeting with members of the ruling party and perhaps 8 other minority parties. Now, to me, that is landmark. And I want to thank Mr. President for taking this initiative and bringing us together, almost blurring political lines. I served as a speaker for 4 years. From inception, I myself blurred political lines. And we governed, or we administered the House of Representatives with a motto from day one, that nation building is a joint task. And it's that same motto that Mr. President is extending his hand of fellowship to all members, APC, PDP, Labour, ABGA, SDP, name it. We're a coat of many colors. And what Mr. President seeks to do is to stitch those colors together into one big fabric that will inure to the benefit of Nigerians who we represent. Thank you once again, Mr. President. Thank you, honorable senators and members-elect. Thank you very much.
What happened today, as a 5th-time member of the House of Representatives, is unparalleled and unprecedented in the annals of the history of Nigeria, because this is the first time the President, before the inauguration of the National Assembly, summoned a meeting of all the members of the National Assembly, irrespective of political parties, to implore them to consider national unity, to coalesce into a single force with a view to moving the Nigerian project forward, irrespective of political affiliation, religious persuasion, and regional inclination. This is unparalleled and unprecedented in the annals of the history of Nigeria. Mr. President has extended an olive branch to all members of the National Assembly, irrespective of political parties, to coalesce into a single force with a view to moving the Nigerian project forward. Thank you.
Having a moment of the president meeting, meeting with lawmakers, irrespective of political affiliation. How do you see this help his government?
Well, for me, I'm happy we've had this family meeting, not as APC senators-elect, not as House of Reps senators-elect, but as Nigerians who will be federal lawmakers. And the most important thing we tell our colleagues always is that once we get sworn in on that day, on the 13th, we will become federal legislators. We will become senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. No more senator of APC or senator of no. We must put Nigeria forward. We must do Project Nigeria, just as the president has appealed to us that let us look at this thing as a Project Nigeria. Let's try and see how we can partner with him to move the country forward. I tell people sometimes, in America, where we copied some of this our presidential system from, the head of the Senate, the head of the parliamentary section of the Senate is the vice president of the American government. That does not make the Senate a rubber stamp Senate. But here, we keep on saying, no, we don't want the person the president has handpicked or the person he has showed preference from. It's about synergy. It's about the person you feel you can work with. The most important thing is bringing dividends of democracy to our people. So that is why most of us have keyed in. We even have a group called the Stability Group, because for us it's about, we had a political decision in APC to win the election. Now it's about stabilizing and securing the country for progress and development. Thank you very much.
All right, Honorable, your name please.
My name is Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga,
Okay.
member-elect to represent the good people of Isukwato and Omunnochi Federal Constituency. I'm from Abia State.
Well, thank you very much. How do you describe this meeting between the President and the incoming members of the 10th Assembly, briefly?
Well, I can tell you that today is my best day. Today, I'm so happy that I'm an elected member, seeing my president talking. In fact, I have never knew that this man is so intelligent. I have never knew that this man is so prepared to serve this country. I saw the love, I saw the character, I saw the charisma, the belief that Nigeria can be a better nation. So I am so glad that what meeting we have today is going to take us a little bit to a more stabilized house. And I'm telling you, as at now, even without talking to us again, we have agreed that we are going towards the government decision. Not minding I'm of Labour Party. As at now, the party is not the issue. We are talking about building the nation. We are talking about the unity of Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Honorable sir, thank you so much for this opportunity. You've just had a closed-door meeting with the President, even before the constitution of the 10th Assembly. How does this mean, or what does this mean?
Thank you very much. What we just had was like a family meeting that was headed by the father of the family. He started by describing Nigeria as one family with about 36 to 37 rooms. The only difference between you and I is that you occupying a different room and myself in a different room, but all together under the same roof. And with that kind of analogy, it creates a psychological sense that says we are all one. That inclusivity, it reduces the boundaries of diversity. He spoke about religion, he spoke about tribe, how we should not focus on that, but that we should recognize that we are a secular state and we cannot talk about national cohesion, national unity, while ignoring the secularity of our nation. Therefore, every step taken in the formation of the government architecture for the next dispensation must incorporate these elements so that the binding force of the nation will be stronger. I like what he did, because He could have ignored this and started his government. But when you see a man who is interested in the foundation of the home he wants to build, how strong it becomes will determine the height of such building, the strength of that building, the durability of that building, how that building will be able to face storms that will come during the rainy day. This is what Ashwaju has done. We've been having series of meetings with people that appear on his stakeholders administration list, which the National Assembly happened to be one of them. And as you know, in a few days, the election will be coming up. To ignore this group of individuals, whether the Senate or the House of Representatives, will be a wrong call. But to incorporate them, to seek to, appeal to them, is a beautiful step towards progression. And that is what he did today. He did not coerce anybody. He spoke like one of the members of the parliament. He spoke like he was speaking to his colleagues. He was not speaking like a president trying to impose his ways, trying to tell people it's either this way or no other way. He spoke to us like we need to join hands together to build the nation. And if the nation fails, it's failing in our hands. And we have a role to play. That if he came to serve in his retirement age, there is absolutely nothing for him than leaving a good legacy that the nation will be proud of. I think that was presidential. I think that was a presidential approach to issues of greatest importance in the nation at the moment. And I think he is going to achieve a lot, because I watched the mood, the body language of the members of the Senate, the body language of the members of the House, and I saw them standing up to give him a standing ovation, clapping all through his speeches, because he was appealing to us. He was mentioning names. He called stakeholders by their names and addressed them and appealed to them. When a president uses the words like please and I beg you, it means humility. It means leadership. A leader that is not afraid to plead, to ask that you join him in this joint task. It's a leader that all of us have decided to follow. And I can assure you the National Assembly will not fail the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who means well. We will support him. We will support him. We will support him. Because we have seen that his policy direction, the coloration of what he wants to bring into his governance, despite all the pressure, is to make this country a great nation. I, for one, have confidence in him, and there are many of us who has left standing on the fence, who have jumped into his side of the bargain. We wish Nigeria well, and in the next 4 years, Nigerians should be expectant, because what he's bringing on board has not been seen in a long time in the leadership of Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.